Welcome to Zac Narrates D&D. This is episode 2 of a Curse of Strahd game I'm currently running through Talespire. Let's get into it. Episode 2, Persephone Sharp, the Dictator. Persephone drifts through her dreams, the scenes changing chaotically and nonsensically until, with a click, like a dislocated joint snapping back into place, she's standing in her family's estate. She's in a hallway just outside the main dining room. She can hear the sound of her father's voices as well as the clink of cutlery. Walking forward, she pushes open the door, revealing her father's, Maverick and Nicodemus, sitting next to one another on one side of the table while a large black-bearded human sits on the other side. Strangely, another guest sits at the head of the table. The man's bearing is aristocratic, his chin always slightly lifted as he looks down his aquiline nose at the assembly with a small, condescending smile. His gaze flicks to Persephone, and she can feel her flames prickle at the back of her neck. "Ah, Persephone," Nicodemus says. "Come. Join us, won't you? I'd like to introduce you to someone." His voice is just as light and smooth as ever, but she knows her father. There's tension in every line of his body. She can feel the fear radiating off him like smoke. Glancing at Maverick, he seems a little calmer, though has clearly noticed the state Nicodemus is in as well. He smiles at Persephone and gestures. She steps forward and sits at the foot of the table, opposite the strange nobleman. "Persephone, this is my friend, Count Zorovich. He once Nicodemus glances at the Count. "Saved my life, and is the reason I was able to meet Maverick." His smile is a little strained. "I owe him my life." "Please, call me Strahd," he says, his voice accented and warm. "I understand you recently had a rather unfortunate encounter with another friend of mine." He nods to the bearded man, who chokes on the large bite of meat he'd just taken. He coughs and sputters before finally getting the morsel down.
"Not me, but my brother. He's a bit of an odd one, wandering around hexing people."
The large man's voice is deep and rough.
"No sense to it. If you want to hurt someone, just hurt them, I always say."
He grins across the table at Nicodemus and Maverick, who dredge up uncomfortable chuckles. "Regardless," Strahd cuts in, "I think our interests could align. You want your curse removed, and I want to talk with his brother. Why don't you come visit me in my home? I can work on that curse of yours, and you can tell me at length about your encounter." Persephone glances toward her parents, but Strahd snaps, "Don't look at them. They don't matter here. Look at me. I'm the one speaking to you." "That's right. Good. Now, what do you say?" Flames race along Persephone's arms and neck as her heart pounds. But as she stares into his eyes, she begins to relax. He's a friend of her father's. He can help with her curse, and all he wants in return is details about her encounter with the trickster. Why not? She opens her mouth to say yes when Maverick speaks up. "We're all here now, aren't we? Why not have that conversation here?" "Nicodemus," Strahd says quietly, his eyes never leaving Persephone's. "Please ensure that Maverick does not speak out of turn again." Persephone can't look away from Strahd's eyes, though she hears a shifting from her father's side of the table.
Well,
Her eyes begin to water and sting as smoke drifts between the two of them. She blinks. Where did the smoke come from? Looking down, she sees the tablecloth is on fire. It spreads rapidly across the table until the whole thing is ablaze. Everyone jumps back at once as the fire continues to spread, traveling to the floor and up the walls, the room rapidly filling with smoke. Strahd looks around at the deteriorating room, which already seems to blur at the edges where the fire has consumed it.
you will come to me,
He snarls, all sense of composure gone.
or this
He gestures to the flames engulfing the room.
will be more than a dream, I swear it.
Their eyes lock once more. Then Persephone sits bolt upright, her heart racing and flames dancing along her arms, igniting her nightclothes. Quickly patting them out, Persephone notices something in her hand. It's a Taraka card, the Dictator, with something scribbled on the back. It says, "The Nightmare Stable in Daggerford."